jetzt nur noch deutsche Beleidigungen.
Okay, it's on.
Wir sind live! We are live!
We're alive!
Welcome above.
Welcome above. So this is a new one for us. If you're watching this, thanks for doing so, and feel free to follow us. We are the team from Welcome Above. Sadly, Alex couldn't make it tonight because he is still sick and recovering, so maybe he will join us next time. And so maybe we should do a quick round of
someone
introduction.
followed us already, and it's AnuBabe97. Thank you.
Amazing. Okay, let's start with the female stuff.
The female stuff. Thank you very much. So we'll start with the female stuff. I'm Lena Kilka, and I do the music here at Framefield. I'm kind of their in-house composer, I guess you could say. So I did the music for the game that you are about to witness, and the game is going to blow you away, and the music is just going to bust your eardrums. It's going to be awesome. We've been having a lot of fun, and we'll talk about that, how music is incorporated into this game as we get to that. Yeah, so that's about me.
Yeah, I guess I'm the second part of female stuff. So, I'm generally a software engineer and interaction designer at Framefield. And so I mainly do code for the bird game. Oh yeah, and I'm Connie.
Hi, I'm Henrik. Software engineer at Framefield. Did some of the nasty work that Thomas didn't want to do.
I couldn't.
Instant fire.
No, I don't think you really couldn't. But it's lots of fun. I think in university I tried to do games and we never finished and never released anything, and this is now getting so close. So I'm super hyped.
No matter what it's going to be. So we are all super exciting.
Did you say your name?
So my name is Thomas. So sometimes, some people, some of my friends know me from the demo scene where I handle Pixtour. And demo scene is something where you do computer animations and stuff like that, and where I was active. Sometimes I'm still active. Maybe after we ship this, I will be active again and do some demos. I
guess I'll just tell them what we're gonna do today. And at first we're gonna show you the game, which is why we're here essentially, because we wanna show you an early version of Welcome Above, and that's where we will start soon. And then we will give a bit of insight about the development of Welcome Above and how it came to making the game, and what are the thoughts behind it, why did we pick that concept, and then we're gonna do some fun stuff with the prototype hopefully, and some live coding. Is there gonna be live coding?
There's probably gonna be some live coding.
There's probably gonna be some live coding.
But also live editing of the levels, I guess.
Yeah, and live editing, and a lot of testing, and I hope we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. So stay tuned.
And maybe just to clarify, so since this is VR, I don't know if you can actually properly stream VR, because it's
not the same experience.
Yeah, it's one thing to see something in a video capture or live capture or streaming. It's something completely different if you try that. And so if you think this is looks kind of interesting, you should definitely give it a try. I think the Steam page should be online eventually.
In a few days.
In a few days.
In 1 or 2 days it should be online.
But definitely you can follow us on Twitter, contact us. Maybe we will send some invites for debug version, beta testing versions, not debug versions. And so you can give it a try.
Yeah, if you want to see anything specific, also just write in the chat and we'll take a look and can go deeper on some things.
Yeah, we're keeping track of the chat, so may take us a few minutes to react, but eventually we will. Okay, then I'd say we get started with the game.
So should I play a little bit?
Yeah, let's show them. Okay, I have to change the setup a little bit, so I'm going to the live demo setup, which shows our Unity. I'm gonna start the game up, and then I'll change the camera. So, we're gonna do some green screening today. Hopefully, don't know if it's working. Doesn't look like it. Okay.
First, you have to point it at the screen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the
Yep.
camera and just a bit, a
My,
little bit low.
I'm headless.
Okay.
They cut off the shot of me.
Your head's not important, it's
I
okay.
think that's good.
Yeah, maybe a bit to the side.
To which side? To this side?
Is that so that the like?
No,
wall-
I'm gonna
Okay.
just drag it out of.
Oh, I see.
Okay, yeah, the cross isn't good, by the way. No, I'm not looking at it. I taped the cross to the floor, so.
So, should I go here? Should
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
Here, it's better.
Yeah, I think, but you're gonna be cut off. Yeah, okay, I film way too much of the wall, so. Like. This. Yeah, almost perfect. Like this.
Yeah.
Yes! I've got it! Okay, and.
No, don't drag
well,
this.
No, I don't drag this. I drag. This. Okay, let's go.
Maybe next time we should make a Twitch streaming game.
Yeah, drag your windows around.
So, I don't know if you can see that, but so first, it's still asking me to connect my controllers. I'm turning it on.
Please use headphones.
And I'm wearing small headphones. Welcome. Above.
To proceed,
Okay, did it find your controllers?
Yeah, yeah, I think they're here.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, we are floating here above the clouds.
initializing iteration.
And if I press trigger,
Now you have wings.
I get some wings. Whee. And so the idea is that the controllers here, they define how the bird is moving. So if I turn this one, it's the right wing, left wing.
Spread your
together.
wings!
Yeah, I'm spreading my wings. Easy. So, turn around.
Lean towards the left. Turn left.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty intuitive. Like for a bird.
Flapping. Oh.
Slowly move your wings up and down to accelerate.
Yeah.
Be independent.
And yeah, so I can fly around, can fly faster, can pick up these items here to make some sound.
Yeah, what are the items doing exactly?
So the idea is that you can actually build up your own soundtrack. So you know, these are like all bass sounds, for instance. So, actually, this is the bass. There was arpeggiators.
Yes, each shape and each item has a different sound in them. Various arpeggiators, for example, various pads, various bass sounds, various beats.
So I'm very confident right now.
Oh no!
Maybe
Oh no!
So actually, yeah, if I die, then I die. So too confident.
Oh, did you want to show them the sphere real quick?
The sphere, yeah. So if you wonder why I'm sometimes don't see anything, so the bird is there, and if I turn around, then you see nothing there. I get like this little indicator here that I'm looking to the wrong direction, and the reason we have that is that you avoid motion sickness. And we did a lot of small little details to avoid motion sickness, and we tested this with a lot of people. So for instance, you see like these little dust particles floating around here. So they give you like a little bit of orientation in space. You have like these just trails on the wings. So if we turn around here and make like a circle, you can actually like see start flying around.
You're kind of walking out of the picture.
I'm where?
Like
Oh,
go right,
careful.
go
Like,
right,
It's us.
go
Our
right.
voices. Here.
Where are was
Yeah, a bit more. Yes,
a bit more
perfect.
to the right.
Now
Yeah.
you're.
Maybe a little bit more to the right. Yes, perfect. Now you're great.
Okay, so there you go. And so, like I know we have some updrift here, so you can get up there. So we did a lot of like tweaking on like the actual control of the bird. So you can actually, with like very minimal training, like after a couple of minutes, you can control this bird like extremely well. So you can go very fast, you can go very precise.
Yeah, and really
Yeah,
kind
right
of
straight.
feels really kind of feels like you're a bird
It
because
does.
you're spreading your arms and then
Hold
you
on.
like lean sideways.
You can
Sometimes
dive down really fast.
Yeah, like a real bird.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
right.
you for following Shakespeare in the
No,
Flesh.
no, the deadly birds.
I recognize
You
you.
fly very precise, straight into a tree.
Wow.
These
I
are
mean,
my Street Fighter buddies, by the way.
Hey, what's up, guys?
we can complain at Alex because he isn't here.
Did you see
It's
the
his
GIF,
fault
by the way?
to
The
create
follower
like these
GIF?
deadly
If
birds.
it comes up one more time, it's a
Sure.
bird.
Rainbow
Is it
bird.
really?
It's a bird.
Perfect.
It's a bird GIF. I picked a bird GIF.
I forgot to wear my bird socks today.
I forgot to wear my bird costume today.
Oh man. Had prepared everything else except for that, our outfits.
Yeah, we should buy some.
Next time.
And so we can fly around these curves and follow the white path here. Which gives us more nature. Sometimes you can go faster.
You're actually quite fast.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. Like, are there points in the level where the
Yeah.
wind pushes you to the side or something? Because sometimes
actually,
I feel like
actually, like for instance, like here you have like these deadly birds, deadly trees.
oh, can you fly into a rock again? Shakespeare in the Flesh did see that, and he probably just joined. So
Like,
die for us.
Divers.
Yeah, I spoiled that. You're gonna die.
Oh,
Suicidal bird.
No, you didn't
No, you
die.
survived.
He can't even die.
You see,
Come
like
on,
you can take some damage, but
Oh.
if you take too much damage, then you die.
There you go.
What just happened? It froze a bit. Did it freeze in your?
Yeah, like for a second.
I
I don't
see.
know what happened.
I mean, we're running
Yeah,
in Unity,
yeah.
so there might be weird stuff going on.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
like
we're running from
the
the-
capturing also might take like a little bit. No.
Maybe you can explain a little bit why these rocks suddenly appear.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So
What's up with that?
what's up with that? So actually, like this is kind of like a simulation in simulation. So you hear this voice at the beginning that gives you like little tests, like do this or that, or like turn around left or right. And actually, what this voice is trying to do is to assess your character. So if you are doing something like I do right now, like strictly following the right path, you're probably estimated to be a very valuable addition to society. And so later in the game, the music gets actually more rhythmic, and so we let things appear on the beat. So like if you go forward a little bit, where the actual music starts, and then like all the stuff like pops into the beat. And like later in the game, like the content gets more and more rhythm based and music based, so you can actually fly with the rhythm towards rhythm.
Are you still not at the end?
No, well, I died.
Yeah, true. But you
few
should
times.
like
On purpose.
respawn at the spawn points, right?
Yeah, and so like I think like right now it's like way too difficult. So we have to definitely tweak like the distances when this stuff appears, but like in VR it's actually quite it's, okay, maybe
Yeah.
okay, I
We
see it's
saw
too
you
extreme.
fidgeting.
We have to tweak that, but it's definitely gives you quite a kick.
Yeah.
So like it's really
There's suddenly
No.
a rock in front of you, and you're like, whoa! Like the worst thing I think is if you respawn on the side of the track and then you want to fly back and these giant rocks of the track are spawning right in front
like
of you
this,
and
you
you're
mean?
like,
Like
yeah,
this.
like this one.
Alex, this is
Oh,
your
thank you
fault.
for
This is all your
following,
fault.
Rico.
I think they're great. I have a lot of
808.
fun. A lot of fun with the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely gives you like saying, oh, what?
A little bit of adrenaline.
Did you see the GIF now?
Oh, that's awesome.
It's good.
It's gift,
Gift,
definitely.
gift.
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't give me that.
Jim is peanut butter.
Like really doesn't matter.
So, and yes, like this level is
Oh, it's really long.
way too long, way too long.
Also
But
test your resilience.
So maybe since Alex isn't here to defend the art style, you can say something about these giant shapes.
And the bounding boxes around.
Yeah, the bounding boxes
Yeah.
around.
So, so the idea is a little bit like that. This artificial intelligence test systems throw stuff at you, like nature stuff or like sci-fi stuff or maybe abstract stuff, and this stuff builds like a world around you and how you react to that. So I'm 41% competitive, like this is my rating, because I guess I flew so much into like stuff. So
Press any trigger.
I'll just change to the couch setup if that's fine.
yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Then I will move the camera and show you a setup a little bit when we're at it because I'm
Try to
closing the filter, so this
So which means like
With that awesome
the
green screen.
Yeah.
camera is not visible anymore, like the desktop.
yeah, right. This is what the couch setup means. So
spread your wings.
oh,
Ouch, yeah, the camera is like pointing way too
Yeah.
high.
let's go way down. Oh. Doot. Is this good?
Oh no.
Yeah, and take it. Okay. So, yeah, actually that's why we're here today, to tell you a little bit about it. Welcome box. So, yeah, when it's gonna launch. I think that's an important information for you guys out there.
So like we already delayed the shipping date once, and now like we have like the fixed date set for like the 14th of December. So because I would say we completed most of the programming. Now it's only for like tweaking parameters and figuring out like how the character assessment would work, add more like test attributes to like have like different things you can do.
And performance tweaking, I guess.
Definitely.
As
Yeah,
always.
that's me.
no, this is completely overrated.
And recording is
Polishing.
polishing.
Yeah, publishing.
Polishing.
Polish. Oh yes. That's
Yeah, I mean we have like plenty of content we actually wanted to put in.
Yeah, what
and-
became of that?
it
Well,
might come back.
It will come back. I mean, right now we have like this long test.
Thank you for following Bilbo95. I think I also know you.
Yeah.
Extra
The content.
Like extra content. So we actually have like a bunch of words we built before like this, and so what we definitely want to put in is like a little bit of a sci-fi word. Maybe later we can just like insert a couple of like props and like use the 3D editor like to place them around or something to see a little bit how this feels. And so to have like some transition from like this very like above the cloud, everything is blue, the music is nice, the weather is nice, into a more like darker, like techno dystopian setup where like things is more like on the beat and you have to maybe like fly faster, do stronger maneuvers, things like that.
Thanks for following, Kamui Mui.
And one thing we definitely have on the agenda is actually like to do more like abstract stuff, like demo scene, visuals, which is more like to collect things on the beat.
Yeah.
So let's see if we have time for that. Yeah. But like programming wise, I think it's more like placement and like tweaking, optimizing,
And the Oculus port.
and the Oculus board. Actually, yeah.
So far, we haven't tested it even once on Oculus, I think.
Yeah.
You didn't, right? So that's gonna be a part. Let's see how that works. So far, it's working pretty fine for Vive. So I don't know if you guys have VR gadgets at home, but if you do, definitely buy the game.
I mean, it works actually quite nice with the Microsoft mixed reality setup. So, like we ported for that, which was pretty straightforward. Like we used the Acer headset for that, which is actually quite amazing that you can have that VR setup without like the base stations. You don't see them here, but like, like you don't have to mount stuff under the ceiling. It still works. Just like since everything is like optical, so I don't know, you have like these VR goggles and they have like the HoloLens. They have like 3 or 4 cameras on the side, and they track your environment and so do the head tracking, but they also track the controllers. And if you do like weird maneuvers like this, so the controllers are not in the camera anymore, and then the bird does some very interesting flight maneuvers. I mean, it works kind of surprisingly well considering, but yeah, it's. I hope it's only the Acer because the Acer is the cheapest of all these headsets.
Yeah, and it looks really futuristic with its blue plastic cap. You could take
I
it
think
if you
it's
want to
over
show it.
the other room.
Like, I almost missed that one, but thanks for following, Charles Peace.
Yeah. So and one thing is definitely to add more musical variations to that. So we had like these. Maybe you can later show a little bit. We had like the things you collected in the beginning.
Yeah, like the sound
collectibles.
pickups. Let's call them sound pickups for easiness.
Sound pickups, yeah. So that's actually a good title. And right now they are like
Sound collectibles.
collectible, yeah,
that's
sound
what I call them in my head.
Okay.
representation, like some
Very long.
very long names.
We don't complain about long file names anymore. The problem is gone.
I mean, like we just like had this problem with like Git again. That's like once again like one of Lina's files couldn't be deleted because your file names are too long on the Windows.
It's rather a Windows problem. Like Linux.
Oh, I would say it's all Linus Torvalds' fault.
Blame it on the musicians.
But I think he's sabotaging the Windows version of Git, like intentionally shorting the file names. Yeah, but like one of the parts we spent like a lot. I guess like probably too much time on was actually the whole sound setup. So we wrote a little bit something like our own sound engine that does like all the beat syncing and the blending of like sounds and so on.
Yeah, can we also show that later, or is that too much of a complicated thing?
I mean, we can definitely show like how like sound is blending and like which soundtracks is like like you see actually the sound syncing and so on.
Yeah, and also like this syncing things on beat. I've never done this before, and I really like doing this. So it was like a nice feature to build.
And so like it was, I don't know, like if I would do this again. So we had like a long discussion whether we use Fmod, which is like a
Professional.
What is it called?
Fmod.
Fmod?
Yeah, they are like
Okay.
like when you look into like audio development for Unity, or I guess like any other engine, I would say there is like Wise and Fmod. Like these are like the 2 main sound engines, and they work for Unity and Unreal. And I actually looked into Wise quite a bit because I looked into Playdead's Insight, and there's an awesome talk by this guy who made the sound design for that, the GDC some years ago. And like this Wise, I don't know. It's almost as beautiful as I would say the secret Steam setup. It's like I just can't understand why people. But now that I am almost gave you a interface just as beautiful.
Appreciate it.
But at least you did it all by yourself.
There's been a lot of cursing and screaming these past several months. It's been a joyride.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you have the developer sitting right next to you, so you can get
I have
features.
somebody to curse too, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's literally like if you ever wish that who developed that, I would like to smack him. So actually, like here, it's
Like
actually
smack Tom. If you ever see them.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the nice thing about Unity. You can build these tools, and it's actually fairly easy to do so. But sometimes you get like, oh, I can add this
Yeah,
little
caught
feature,
up in that,
yeah.
and then you
And then he never does it.
I mean, there's so many other things we had to do. So
Yeah. The poor sound person just sitting here in the corner. No attention.
Yeah, actually, like the game doesn't look too complicated, but like the controls alone, I think, are really complicated.
And now they're easier to read, so it's like that's been.
Yeah, I haven't taken a look at them for a rather long time.
You mean like the simulated flight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the simulated flight script.
But I still think it's like amazing that like the actual heart of the game is like what is it, like 400 lines of code or something.
Yeah.
That barely changed like over the last 3 years or something.
Yeah,
Okay, they get
compared to the look and feel and the levels that existed before I started on this game, it's incredible how much that changed. So.
Yeah, you didn't really tell like how long you were working on that game initially, because now you're saying 3 years. And I personally was like,
these
what?
white hairs, like before the game I didn't have that. It was young and fresh and actually. It was
Well, the first 2 years we worked on it about 2 weeks total in each year, maybe.
So 4 weeks. So 4 weeks plus what you did this year. Or
Yeah.
Well, how would you like?
So like let's say like a couple of years ago I started with that doing some research in the evenings because we had like this Wi-Fi setup here. We never really did something with that, and so like okay, maybe I do like some
so you
polygon.
got bored.
Maybe I wanted to escape
Mad,
from home.
mad scientist mode.
I mean, like back then, like VR was like totally like incredible. I mean, it still is sometimes. If you have like the right, I mean, sometimes if I play the game, I still have that. It's like the crazy. I'm now somewhere. It's completely. Sometimes if I play like a very nice game, like Beat Saber or like Superhot or something, I still have that. Whereas like it's actually I don't understand why this hype should be over.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like just it's only work now. You know, if you like, but back then it was like no matter if you could have something like completely crappy, like an empty scene was like amazing.
Oh, and I'd like to throw in a question, because we have a question from AnnualBake97. Is this game going to be level-based?
Level-based.
Another thing we spent like quite some time on.
Yeah, because
so
yeah, right,
loading
it kind
that
of
we
looks as if it's level-based right now, because we showed kind of a level.
So like the let's say like it's an excellent question,
Yeah.
because we like the most time we spent on that game was actually figuring out what the game is. Like we had a mechanic quite a lot, quite early.
Like the flying itself.
The flying mechanics, and then the question was what you can do with this flying mechanic. So we had like multiplayer, you could hunt each other, we had like capture the flag modes, which were insane, really
Yeah,
like
can
like
imagine
like flying around like and chasing each other was like really intensive.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was like
fun.
crazy. So then we had like you collect stuff, you build up stuff, you build up your soundtrack, you collect like coins and like all these kind of things, and everything felt like unnatural. You know, we never really got like something that felt like a story, like something like why am I doing this? Like why are like coins floating around here?
Yeah, but you could say like people don't usually ask that for everything. Like if
Well,
it's way off the topic, I think people do that. But like if the coin collecting kind of fits into the world, like with I don't know Mario.
But
for
I guess
example.
there wasn't even a world at that point, so it was like
Yeah.
just beautiful looking things, but yeah.
It was a nice experience.
Yeah.
It was an experience, and
It's
it
a
could
beautiful experience. It was fun. Like,
you could take the experience for a while, but like you had like these for instance, you had like these some testers, they started it and they said, oh, there's something interesting, and then they flew for like 15 minutes to like a dot, and eventually they saw like that the dot was actually the shadow of their bird on the ground.
What?
It was like
There was a ground.
and then eventually they looked up and they saw like this little, oh, actually I should have flown to the other direction, which was like, I don't know, like a mile above them. And then so we figured, okay, there must be something. You must point the
player into a direction,
yeah.
so he knows where to go.
And you have to have content that is like well crafted. I mean, we played around with some procedural stuff, but it's like
It's not designed through.
I would highly challenge that you can actually build something that's procedural and still fun for more than like a couple of hours or something, because it's really, after a while it will always be like the same trees and the same mountains and the same clouds. And so yeah, anyways, so back to if it's level based, so eventually we came up with this idea that you have like a round based thing. So what you did now, has died a while, and yes, the level is like the current version of the level is way too long, so we are actually working on that already. But then if you actually fly through like the whole evaluation phase, like in leisure speed, it will be like 10 minutes or something, like including everything there is to see like in the game. So you see like the clouds, you learn to fly, you see like the islands with like trees and stuff, you see like the sci-fi world, you see like parts of like this like abstract world, but then you're done, and then you understand like, wait a second, like this was short, but then the evaluation will tell you, well, you are kind of a strange character because you are not really interesting in looking at the world, and then you can actually, it will point you to more stuff to explore.
So
and the idea is
to clarify that,
Yeah.
like, are there other environments coming as content, or do you always fly through the level that we just saw and it's always gonna look the same, like with these floating islands and the trees and stuff?
No, it would definitely be like other environments. So we already built in the options to like fade into like different environments, and we definitely want to have like a dark environment where you have like sky is dark
Yeah.
and you're inside, and because it looks like very shiny.
dystopian.
Yeah. But then the idea is that you will see like a bird's eye view of like all these like scenes like in like one throughput, but then you can actually go there and like say, oh, actually I really like this racing part, and if you dive in there and like explore it further, you can like spend like a lot of time into just that part and try to figure out like how to like fight like crazy and like achieve like the 100% aggression rating.
Yeah, I guess that's the part that makes it like interesting in discovering what you can actually be tested for and see your final assessments.
Oh.
Yeah, do we want to show like the other route?
Well, I can show like.
I want to show.
Okay,
Go
then
for it.
Go for it. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm wondering, like, are we doing the original thing, or are we gonna make it black? Because I personally like the black one more, but it's your decision. So.
I mean, what we can do is.
First the original one, then the black one.
No, you can fly, and then we can quickly pause the game.
Oh,
and,
yeah, that's nice.
And Unity, and I can adjust like the blackness.
Yeah, just the blackness. By the way, we're not only doing this to like promote the game or show you guys or anything, but also to get feedback, because actually we haven't gotten a lot of people in yet, so you are one of the first people to see the state of the game as it is now. So if you have like any opinion whatsoever on the game or the stream, please like post feedback. We are very happy about it. So yeah. I'm gonna change the tab again. Right. Yeah. So, and while I'm doing this, I won't see anything that's going on. So yeah, changing it to that, and I'm putting on the filter again, and changing the camera position. So someone has to stand. Lena, might you stand?
I'll be your model.
So I know.
So how tall are you? You're like I'm Connie.
That's not how tall I am. I'm actually taller. That's
Like
an
a
insult.
little bit.
Like maybe bend your knees just a little.
Just a little, just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, that's maybe, yeah.
But like this, you think?
I think you have to
just
like point it up a bit still.
Yeah, I also think so. I'm pointing it up a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can put it up a bit more. Okay. Yes, that's better. That's better. Are these two the controllers? The correct ones?
I think so.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're correct.
I
So,
wonder, like, what happens if you put like green books like this one here?
Is it green enough?
so I'm gonna get rid of the glasses because they don't fit all of the time. And can someone start for me?
Yes, of course.
Because I can see only the white waiting room at the moment.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Starting up. So I'm gonna go the low road, right? Yeah, I don't have headphones in. Where are they?
Oh, let me help you with that.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
you
there
have the traditional headphone problem of magic knots. And
Well, that doesn't happen with real headphones.
Well,
I mean, if they don't have a cable, it doesn't happen. But if they have a cable, this always happens.
and if
Oh,
they don't
it's
have a cable and
complicated.
they're Bluetooth, you have like
Lag.
lag.
Okay.
happen.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, for an audio game, like having Bluetooth headphones is a really bad idea.
Okay, nice. I have sound. Hope you guys have sound too.
Can I
Now-
like test you?
Okay, I will finish the tutorial real quick because I don't want it hanging in the way. Turning around. Woo! Turning right. And flapping. So how early can you go down? Like I'm already going down. I'm a real rebel. So there's something else.
To accelerate. Pretty independent.
And I think it tells me to go down. Yeah, I can see stuff. Because I only discovered this way today because like I haven't played the prototype for quite some time because I've been working on other projects. And yeah, actually this thing happened that the sphere went black. And I was like really surprised. I was like, what? What happened to the game I know?
Yeah, actually, like if you like these speed up things, they are like balanced in a way that like if you actually manage to do this correctly and like if you
I can't.
practice it a little bit, you can actually like go from one end to the bird to the other, like I don't know, like in like 15 seconds or
It's
something.
not that easy.
Well, you know, like it's what was it? Like it's easy to learn and hard to master or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's easy to learn how to master. That fits well. Like, are they changing
I think
while
you're
you're coming
confident.
closer?
Well,
Like in
what
their
they can
functionality.
what they also do is so you see like these little, like if you fly a little bit slower and like approach them a little bit, you see like there's this like an inner triangle there.
Yeah.
And if you fly through them with the inner triangle, when it
You
just
get
appears,
faster.
you get much faster.
Yeah, that's what I felt like, but I
So
wasn't
like,
sure.
and then of course like that this is always on beat. So if you focus on a beat and like try to like do this the correct way, then suddenly you get like super fast. And then you can also like take what do you say that? What's the opposite of spreading? Yeah, like if you
Yeah, move your wings together.
When you spread your wings apart and then you bring them together.
you bring them together.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Oh
always
no,
dodge
you-
them. Okay, can we restart and make it black? I also want to retry because I was really bad there.
But shouldn't you finish first?
Yeah,
or-
okay. I'll show you guys. You can now go back up to the track. I don't know if that's the intended way, but that's what I do. So I'm flying there.
I mean, we can also stop.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I want to do the black one, if it's fine. Okay.
I guess you have to make it black.
Okay. Let's see.
So, and everyone can see what you're doing in Unity, so everyone can follow.
There's a mouse pointer there. And there's a mouse for you.
So, did someone write anything? I can't read without my glasses on.
We have sound, but could you maybe disable the mic for a bit so we can listen to the music? Okay, we're gonna do this for the next run, and you won't hear Connie explaining, but...
I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, let's just... So
yeah, I mean, first let's do the Unity stuff
yeah,
and
right,
then...
but can you disable the mic afterwards?
Yes, there's a big mute button here. Oh no, I'm not gonna take Tom's mouse away.
And the question is, can we like disable like the Vive microphone as well? So let's see. Like we will just.
Had the Vive
that
microphone
should be disabled, so that
it is
it's not
disabled,
in
definitely.
the input.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Connie is the OBS magician and has set up all these things.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
I'm a magician.
Looks super complicated.
Yeah, actually, we were supposed to have like a second webcam there that also shows the couch while we're showing the person who does the Vive thing, but I kind of fucked that up today, so so much about OBS
your
magician.
fault, it's probably the webcam's
OBS fault.
The webcam's fault. It's Microsoft again.
Yeah.
It's like Git on Windows and the webcam. It's.
I mean OBS. I'm still impressed how well it works. I mean, have you ever like do you remember Camtasia or something for like?
Just with the like tiny text that ended up in all the stuff you produced.
Are we disabling the mic?
No, first he's gonna black things out.
Oh, okay.
It's not that far. Or did you already?
No.
So now you can see like how the sausage is made.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Do you see this? Yeah, maybe you see this a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yes.
So actually, I don't know, like if like people using Unity here, so maybe for them it's interesting. So we have like tons of scenes, and one of the scenes we have here is the game manager, and then inside the game manager we have a player, and the player has a control, and this control we have like a Vive control rig. And part of the Vive control rig is a camera, and in this camera we have like tons of stuff we don't need right now. And one thing we have there is like the wave matching clouds with this super nice shader that LJ wrote for us.
Let's go to that later.
And
Yeah.
so can you
Yeah, I
move
can-
the headset so that I can actually like see the clouds or something? So
Yeah.
We're looking into the clouds, I guess.
it looks like okay.
Yeah.
And so like parts of these is like you can like you can move things around, and you can change like things like the color of the cloud set up here. What is Unity?
Unity,
what are you doing?
It's interesting.
Unity, why do you do this to me? What?
I might be. Is this like a super high resolution screen?
Yeah, I think.
I think then Unity tends to get messed up when you start Unity on a non 4K screen and then move the window over and then.
Oh, good to know.
That's it's
very interesting. So, anyways, like one of the things we can do is like, for instance, we have like this gradient here, and this gradient, if this gets like super low, so maybe we save this here so we can restore this later.
There's also an like preset that you could switch to. So if you go there, there's a cloud. Yes, and
stuff here.
it should contain that. Yeah.
Maybe is this.
Yeah, I think it's.
Where is it?
I think that's the only one that's already in there. So that's like it looks the same as your default now. It also contains that preset. So.
But how do you get it? So isn't like I'm in the cloud gradients in the project?
Yeah, and now you can click on the preset to get the preset, but you already have that, so it won't change. But if you start like turning around, it doesn't matter. So.
Okay.
But if you change the gradient now, you can switch back like using this preset, so that that's like saved into the project. So the default one is only local.
Okay. So anyways, what you can do is basically you can like take them for like these like little things here, and then if we just this. Oh, this looks beautiful. Not at all. Actually, it doesn't look at all.
You have to update the gradient.
Wait a second. You mean like I have to like update the gradient texture constantly, like this guy?
Exciting stuff.
Yeah, exciting, like clicking around. If you
Okay.
Because we're in the game right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
So like during the game, it's like overwritten from the part of the level you're currently in.
So you're gonna stop it? And restart?
Things are more
So
complicated.
after 20 minutes of fooling around with that,
But it's like maybe if we maybe you just do it black again and then
Pink will pause it.
Good one.
Like everything black.
yeah, just like and maybe let's save this as a preset once you have it. Yeah, and then if
Take this a little bit darker here.
Yes, now we would have to remove this. And maybe this will all break things like completely.
Whoa.
What's happened? Okay, that's like interesting.
Oh yeah, I think it. Okay, maybe I promised too much.
I mean, we have to play again, so let's do that. So let's start from the beginning, and then if we change the gradient in the tunnel, so if we go here, go to our first checkpoint, so there's an environment definition here. If we edit this should have like, where's the gradient? I'm like, right now. Here. Oh, but this is already changed. Let's and if we start now, shouldn't it already apply this?
Okay.
Let's see if it's actually working.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
That. No, it's not. That's not without the noise texture, is it?
no, it's not completely black, but it's like a little bit black.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
It's fine.
Can you?
it looks like so much like Berlin right now.
I mean, the color ramp is kind of weird at the moment, so.
Yeah.
Can you turn off the mic?
Sure.
Now,
Click.
Yeah.
try to spread your wings. Try to spread your wings. Spread your wings. A plus. Lean towards the left to turn left. Please use headphones. To proceed, press any trigger. Initializing iteration. A plus. Easy. Easy. Slowly move your wings up and down to accelerate. Pretty independent.
Oh,
Is it
we're back
now?
with sound.
Now we're back with sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks like. So I've seen there was this one question.
Switch to
can
couch
move them-
mode?
I'll switch to couch mode, which means
Living room mode.
give me a second.
Couch mode. Wasn't this like a database or something? Or is this
There's
Couchbase?
CouchDB, yes.
And
Oh, my nose itches. Wait a
do the
minute.
camera thing again. Okay.
It's
let's
all
see.
in the internet now.
I know.
Wait.
Eternalize.
What's your
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Woo.
I guess a bit more to the other side. Yes.
Like this. I don't want to have the light on because then everyone will get blind while watching. Yeah, I think that's right.
Oh.
Okay. So, what were the questions?
So I think like the one question I find kind of interesting is like this, like the bird animation question, and so what's kind of interesting is that so actually like the bird setup is actually like super simple. So you have like a poly bird, I would say, and I think there are like maybe like 12 bones in that. So like you have bone for like this beak and the tail, and then you have like the wings with like 3 segments. But actually like there are no animations whatsoever like in this bird. There's only like there's like a mapping of like how like the controllers are behaving and where they are in space and how they are tilted. And this is basically mapped to the rotations of the bones. And so the actual animations of the bird comes from the player. And I think it's like a super interesting thing that you don't have to like buy like motion capture packages for birds or something, or do something very complicated, like the player is the bird. And so sometimes you have like players that fly like super graceful and elegantly, and they have like super like slow motion birds, and sometimes you have Connie.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's really nice. That's also
think
Yeah,
that's
and then
a
also at the
compliment.
same point, it's not just the animation that gets modeled from this, but also the flying physics. So essentially, if you put your wings up, you're braking, and if you put them down and put them together, you're getting faster, and the friction reduces.
Yeah. It's actually like super simple physics, but it's I remember like 2 weeks ago we had like a very long fight here, like how fast should
What the maximum speed is.
yeah, like what's the air resistance and like the drag through speed, and then if you like this is like right now it's like 0.0006 or something, and if you turn it to 7 you fly like crazy.
But you also get sick.
Well, it's just no, like it's everything is the same, but like the game is something different. And actually, I wanted to make the bird like super slow, to have like to be like able
Gracious.
to gracious and fly and
Feel
be
free. Look at the
Experience
environment.
things.
yeah, and also like be like
Target things.
be like super precise where you fly. You know, you could actually like
Okay.
let's say you can make it like a full circle with like in this room. So but then again, like Alex does the level design, and like so he said, well, I think I built all these levels for like this high speed.
Right, so he was really for speed, you're more for precision, so you guys duked it out the other day.
Yeah, and eventually
You lost.
yeah, I lost. Yeah. I mean, like, eventually we called on Sebastian and he played, and then he said like, oh, I like it either way, so.
I hope Alex is watching this.
Oh no,
And
the nose of the
feeling
bird
bad
is
for
still
being
doing
sick.
strange things.
No!
I thought you fixed that.
Oh yeah, by the way, I should.
No!
I always forget.
Yes,
Like,
that's a beautiful
I always
screenshot.
forget to set the prototype, and then the sound in the background is going, and I'm not sure how that fits together with the microphone volume. So I just hope everyone understands us either way. You are very graceful. Someone wrote that I am very graceful.
See,
See, like you like very graceful, like collecting the speed up items, which is like
Yeah, right. My second run.
So this is very graceful indeed.
Remember, like, when we only see the bird from behind because we never see it from the front because we are the bird and we are basically like floating behind the bird if you're taking our view. And then the rig of the bird was like distorted every time you flap your wings. The two parts of the beak it is, I think.
Yeah.
They just went across, and I think nobody noticed until I took a screenshot of it because I stopped the game and like turned around the bird, and I was like, something's weird about the bird. But no one ever noticed because why would you? Like you never see it, see the front of it.
Yeah, but the rigging is like
Fixed now. Fixed.
Mostly.
Mostly. I think like the skin weight painting tool in Maya is like really like a single pixel might make a difference. Yeah. So but yeah, it's getting there. So what do we have on our agenda actually?
any other questions? Was that it?
There are, like, I didn't get a chance to read all of them, but there was a question. I think bird movements are notoriously hard to pull off. Did you study real birds' movement? Or how did you go about putting that into code?
Yeah, so like the code part, I mean, I can later show like maybe like quickly like
You
open
can
this in
also
Unity.
in the second show.
Yeah, but what I actually did was watch like slow-mo videos on YouTube
Of birds.
of birds. Yeah, and what I tried to at least pull off was so there's actually like there's a mode there where you can actually grab stuff from the floor, and so right now like there aren't any levels using that, but it's still like if there would be like a grabbable object there, like the bird would like spread its like little claws and like try to take it, which looks like kind of like I don't know, interesting, but actually kind of cute also. But yeah, for that I had like a little slow-mo video that I was playing back and forth and try to figure out how to put this into code. It's like a lot of animation curves in Unity. Yeah, mostly code.
Yeah, did you want to show something in Unity or like?
I mean, I can show like the bird controller because I think
that
it's
would be
actually
interesting,
I don't know like how nerdy this is, but for people that like Unity.
Oh yeah, we can also show
We're
your
still
audio
in
tools.
science and technology category, so
So that the other people.
next video,
should
next
be
video.
interested in this if they come here. Okay, great. That worked great. I don't even have to change the camera view or anything. You can't see Tom anymore, but
Okay. Well,
you can see us,
Yay!
which is great.
I mean,
We're
you
way more
can turn the
interested.
camera a bit, but then we like have a hall of mirrors.
yeah. No. So
Like,
oh no, why did I press play? Play was stupid. So it's loading up. If we go here, so we are the game manager and we have the player, and we have the player character here, and inside the player character what?
I
People-
think it was
people
switching
can pick or
the camera
choose.
to show Tom, to show you, because I was like,
We're hanging out on the couch. You
We're
know, it's
kind of
really
occupied.
interesting. What else?
Like, you know, like
just
this,
doing it.
People can choose. They can, you know, watch us on the
every day
couch.
for me
Yeah,
It's like-
look at Unity
I mean,
or watch us on the couch.
We can watch us watching you, which is really exciting.
yeah. Like, is this correct? Yeah, this is perfect. Get your full face.
And your healthy posture. Like,
Yeah, I'm afraid I'll
Your
never
healthy
get to do
computer.
this again. So
Which star is born?
great.
Okay, so anyway, there's like a bird animator script here, which, or maybe we could be really nerdy. So like there's like this one thing like which we call simulate player flight here.
We can
And-
also show the bird on the left side. Now you have like half or 80% of the screen completely boring. Oh, it's of course hidden in the black box.
Maybe. So
Yeah, if you disable the focus sphere, then it should be fine.
do-do-do. And then I think right now I'm play modus, and I think maybe like the
I don't know what happened. Maybe go nerdy with the magic curse. Wondering where the bird is now.
Please use headphones.
maybe maximize in play mode. Maybe should it in play mode. So
It might be interesting later with the controls if you move the Vive controller and how this affects the bird position. But
True.
for now, it's
yeah, for now it doesn't really matter. So anyways, like so we have this like the simulate player flight here. Oh no, there's only Visual Studio. Why is it Visual Studio? It's not Visual Studio code. Okay.
I mean, code is there, so I see it in the taskbar. Happens when the Twitch streaming PC is not set up for development yet.
Which is probably a good thing. But maybe like it's the future. The future of coding is coding on Twitch. This is how how all indie games are being made.
Distributed looking at progress bars.
Yeah. But so anyways, like it's like not that much code.
Bless you.
And what it does is like it computes like the whole physics simulation, and like, it takes like the two controller positions and calculates basically like a bunch of parameters, like these bird parameters that only has like the how much the wings are twisted and how far the wings are like spread, and the rotation of the bird, and this is basically all there is. So if we then take this the bird parameter, and like all like the character animation is basically like taking like bones inside the bounded mesh, the character mesh, and we have this little like table of magic numbers that basically tells if like the if the shoulder is like if brake is enabled, then like how should the shoulder being rotated? If the brake is enabled, how should the center be rotated, and so on. And like these I don't know what is like 3 by 8 numbers here. Basically, is all the animation there is like in the whole character setup. So there isn't any animation whatsoever. That's and then like there's this like the grabbing animation I described earlier. But so we don't have like any motion controller or any like animated curves or something. It's just like tweaking these numbers, and works surprisingly well, we think. One thing I can also show maybe is
So where's the bird gone now?
well, this is actually a good question. So we have like the maybe we have a layer here and a layer, and maybe one is no, everything's
Oh, shown.
everything is on. You have like the bird mesh. Bird mesh is visible.
Okay. So there it is.
So weird. And
Do you want to swap?
Fine.
maybe I can actually so
You're invisible.
Yeah, I know. Thought you wanted to get closer to the screen.
No.
I think I can just. Yeah, that makes me even more
Should I move over here?
Yeah, I just thought like if you wanted to take a look at the screen, you can't really read anything.
Visual Studio. Oh, like. I mean, it looks like it's installed. Cool.
I installed it today, so I don't know where it installed itself. I just took the default path.
Microsoft Visual Studio.
Code. There it is. VS Code.
Ah. Okay. I don't know. Like I haven't live coding. I haven't done this for a very long time.
Like coding?
Yeah, coding actually also like I've done coding for a very long time too. Oh no, this is German keyboard. I'm dying.
I'm sorry, but I downloaded the English language keyboard for you. Please be proud.
Edit mode. Is this correct?
What do you have here?
There's no.
Copy. T. Oh,
Yes.
that's nice.
I'm not sure if this is correct. Evil. What is it doing?
Is it stuck?
No, it's compiling, I think.
It's thinking.
It's thinking.
No, it's not compiling.
It's bird brain.
Like if it's compiling, there should be this progress bar kind of thing.
But
Like
I guess
think
it's not an
done
update
compiling.
triggering that, maybe?
maybe, set web parameters, apply web params.
I guess if you put an update in that just calls that, I'd hope it would work.
I'm always kind of hiding behind Tom. Like if I don't want to be seen, I can do this.
I could also do it with
Just
the
like
whole line.
without auto.
Henrik, you're next.
It's might be
People
very.
I'm not
I can
doing
hide here.
You can hide behind the microphone
So
stand.
yeah, give me the pillow.
Yeah, where's the snacks?
Snacks. Yeah.
Popcorn.
You ate the last Snickers, I saw that.
It's compiling.
No, it's not. Is
Yeah,
it?
no, I think it was compiling.
This time it
But
was-
it's still not perfect.
Maybe you have to touch the bird params, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, it used to work once, but it's been probably 3 refactorings ago.
Yeah, this was very long time ago. That I actually had to like do this in live mode and
But yeah, otherwise you could start the game and start tweaking the numbers.
yeah.
Do you need a tester or something?
At least somebody to show how the controllers
Yeah. How
modify
about
the bird position.
Please use
I
headphones.
I guess now you want to put them both
Please use
side by side.
This is Connie's layout. Funny.
Oh yeah. They always hate on my layout because I can't see the, what was it, the console and the project folder at once?
Yeah, and you also have the large icons in the project folder.
Oh yeah, I also have the large icons in the project folder because I like them.
Correct.
In fact, it's more easy.
Correct layout.
There's only one correct layout.
The only one correct Unity layout.
But that is console, half the screen, half the screen.
Oh, yeah,
scene.
We produce so many errors, we need half the screen.
No, I don't. Like, I'm thinking about if we should tone down the sound a bit, because now they can hear the background sound. I'm not sure how loud it is.
Ah.
Like, maybe if someone could give us a little bit of feedback about how the sound setup now is, if you can understand Tom properly, because we can't really check from our position.
But I
Go
can try
next
to.
room.
Yeah, if nobody complains, we won't change it. Just wanted
So-
to give them a chance.
So
Initializing.
Here I can actually control this with the mouse.
Now
So it's all test set up so you can actually play.
initializing information. Now
Okay, sound is good.
The interesting thing is now.
If you hit space, where do you end up? Or what did you press now?
Escape.
That's the pause mode. Try space.
now
Oh, it doesn't do anything. Nice. Just I mean, let's hide the focus sphere, then you can still see the view.
That's true. So like
That's so
which,
smart.
actually, which is like correct because like in pause mode, so you're actually pausing the game. So.
You should, like, at least we did that. So.
Oh yeah, later
Here
we're
we
also
go.
gonna turn off the sphere.
For, like, at the end of the game, you mean, or?
Like the focus sphere?
I'm not following.
The black thing behind
Yeah.
us. We're turning it off so we can look behind us.
Fly backwards.
Yeah, fly backwards. Do somersaults.
So okay, maybe I was like.
And now probably the simulate bird flight is paused or something weird.
This is actually true.
But still nothing happens. I feel
Because we are in pause modus.
Yeah. It's like, damn, somebody built that.
Okay. Maybe this is like something that is really not so easy to show. Then
try to spread your
it's not meant to be.
Yeah,
shown.
but at least we can see, like, the bird flapping is modifying the parameters live. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you explain why you can click in there and still fly?
Yeah. So actually, you mentioned so like most of the time you don't wanna fly in VR and develop because it's very cumbersome, and sometimes we have a bunch of Macs here which we still work on, and so with this mouse control, it's basically the mouse pointer now like simulates the bird flying around. So it is like literally like emulating the controllers being moved up and down and sent to the setup here, and this helps me to fly around, actually test the game. Like Lena hates it, but hey, see like how controlled I'm flying through this level here.
Can you pick up all the little collectibles?
Sure,
No,
I can.
yeah.
Sure,
watch
I can.
This. Sure, you can.
Watch this.
Uh-huh.
Watch this.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, he touched
That
it, so
was-
admittedly.
That was
But
one
yeah,
collectible
like-
you did not hit.
Yeah. Here, watch this. See?
Oh, not bad, not bad.
See?
Oh.
See? It's
Yeah, that was sick.
It's possible. So maybe we make a port for like non-VR, like
PC.
iPad.
Bird simulator.
iPad. Yeah, iPad might be kind of interesting. So,
What if you tilt it?
No, but at least like tapping to fly or just touching to fly in that direction.
yeah,
But you
actually-
could do it with tilt,
Yeah.
right? They have this.
Yeah. So one thing we could also show is, so like if we go in here, so we brought a lot of like helper scripts and like little like tools we use. And one of these tools is the, where is it? What are you looking for? The soundtrack.
Soundtrack editor.
Soundtrack editor. So like soundtrack editor.
But the naming was obvious, I guess.
So maybe places in here. Maybe. And so like this is actually like a custom soundtrack editor we wrote for the game, and you see like how it's called the time. You see like the music is scrubbing through like the game right now.
Oh,
You know.
someone just asked if we used real birds for the testing. I want to say yes, we used real birds for the testing.
No
But
birds
the
has been-
WWF says we shouldn't test with real birds.
No birds were harmed
But
During the
we're,
production
we're
of this
flying
game.
like
Right.
birds.
until they ran into real rocks.
So I guess only we tested it mostly.
So like what you can do with this, you can actually like see like how like things are cross-fading here. So like like it will like try to match the beat and like it go from like this 159 BPM here. 159 who would do this? And
Oh, you died.
oh, I died. Oh, yeah. And then we can actually like smoothly transition between like these different sound elements. And for each of these sound elements, we can actually, like, for instance, say like the starts to be quantified to like let's say 16 BPMs or so, and like adjust like how long it would take to fade them in and things like that. We also like could add things like add like special events for like being triggered on a beat to use like inside the level. And as so frequently we implemented, we had way more fun writing code than actually using it. Yeah, so like
I'm not going to say anything.
you are not going to say anything.
I'm not going to say anything. There's reasons why it was not being used.
Oh no! It wasn't actually like this. Wasn't.
Okay.
It's not like that one, whatever you're talking about.
No. I
Alright.
actually like with the event stuff. I was more referring to like not like sending events like to the sound, but actually like sending events from the sound to like the game.
Right.
to
Whenever
things.
like a drum
Yeah.
beat happens,
Right,
then
right.
something
Yeah.
could blink in the scene, but we never did use it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we still have the code active, and
Yeah.
we still
Not yet.
need to
They haven't used it
actually,
yet.
yeah, no, that's actually true.
There's a lot of things on the agenda.
Yeah. And,
Yes. Now this has been made public.
Oh. Yeah, I mean like the maybe I should go back to the sofa.
Yeah, if you want to, of course.
Otherwise, I'm going to hide like at the Unity scene. Yeah. I mean like the nice thing is we so as we are like a super small company, and so this is like one of our projects, but it's not the project. Or right now, I would say it is the project, but like we are like distracted sometimes by like other projects we also have to do.
Well, you're very much multitasking. You guys have a full plate.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, sometimes we also we spend a lot of time like with our Twitch setup.
Yeah.
But wasn't
I
it worth
definitely
it?
do that.
I mean, like it's
Yeah,
like
look
worth
how
having like
beautiful
a
it
small
is.
company where you can actually see like it sounds kind of like what Twitch? Why do people actually do this? So and then you can actually like buy like a green screen and buy like a camera and like have Connie look into that and stuff. So it was like actually like super interesting. But yeah, so anyways, so like daily office work can be distracting sometimes, and we are going to have like a retreat where Lina, Alex, and I will go for like 2 weeks to Fehmarn.
Where's that?
Fehmarn, it's an island close to Denmark, I think.
Are you gonna go bird watching?
It's in the Baltics.
And we are.
What?
So like it's in 2 weeks we will go there, and we will, or like actually like we did this like a couple of times. So we some friends of us, they rent a house, a huge house, and they do this in the worst possible environment, in the worst possible weather, and the only reason they do this is to write code or like work on music or whatever. And so like it's actually so grey and unpleasant on Fehmarn.
You just
in the-
can't leave. You just can't get out. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's cold.
But
It's dark.
it's
The
easy.
birds are gone. So.
It's awesome to get shit done, really. And
Yeah.
so like
Even
There's no distractions.
no distraction whatsoever, and you can actually like you write and like you leave the house to buy food like twice in this 2 weeks, and then like your normal routine is you get up at I don't know 11 or something, you have a little bit of breakfast, a little bit of coffee, and then you sit in front of the computer, and then you get up for like lunch, and then you go
Drink
to
a lot
bed.
of coffee while
Yeah, you
working.
go to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you do this like 2 weeks long, non-stop.
So 2 weeks game jam.
Yeah, you can say this. And actually, like most of like the original code actually has been written on Fehmarn and like the year before that and on Denmark. And it was like basically super fun because it's like so intense and you constantly write like new levels and play this then immediately. So yeah, we plan to use this time to build like more of like the actual abstract techno stuff. I want to have like techno stuff.
I want to
visual effects.
swoop in a bit because a child's piece wrote who was in charge of coloring the bird pink and is the decision final? And I want to say something to that because I also think that this decision should be final. So I'm excited for what Tom's gonna say.
So let's say like the color magenta or pink, like it's like something like a running gag because so we like the other designer here in Framefield and we did like a lot of projects for Deutsche Telekom, and before that I actually was working for like a design agency, and we were in charge of like building like all like the exhibition projects of Deutsche Telekom. So like since like, and then like before this I was actually working for a company that was primarily founded by Deutsche Telekom. So since like 1996 or something, I was constantly working on Deutsche Telekom projects. And like
But you never worked at Deutsche Telekom. Only at Deutsche Telekom projects.
yeah, only for projects for design agencies. But I mean, I was like in Bonn for like a couple of months actually working on a project. So like, and then later, and so like, and whatever you think of Deutsche Telekom, there are like super capable people there and super friendly people. But the only thing I can remember, I hated magenta like with a passion because I was like, but now again, I think like it's an overlooked color. And it's like if you like don't do it like super extreme, it's I like it actually. And so initially we had like these when we had like this multiplayer thing, we had like the blue and the red bird, and the red was like, it looked like it was dying non-stop or taking damage, so we tweaked it a little bit to like to magenta. And I really got used to that, I have to say. And then again, it's also like so we constantly discuss about like how photorealistic should we go. Like it's like, and obviously we are not like a AAA game studio, so it definitely is an indie game. But then again, it will not be like 60 euros on Steam. I think like the magenta like immediately conveys, okay, this is not going to be like a photorealistic like bird simulation where you
It also catches the eye, like if the bird was brown or something, you couldn't properly distinguish him from the environment.
Yeah. Then this also helps that you can clearly see, okay, like these are my twirls, these are the character, and yeah, if like some people feel offended, I'm sorry about it. Some people like argue passionately for like no, it should be a different color. Eventually they changed their mind, or like some of them did. Then again, it's
I wanted a silver bird, but
A
whatever.
silver bird.
Whatever.
But that would have been hard to see in that sky.
Yeah,
I know,
you
when
have
the sun hit it,
reflections,
yeah.
When the sun hit it, you're like, ah, I can't see anything.
yeah, maybe you should add like
Technobird.
like let's see like how things are going. So like one thing I would love to have is like the whole multiplayer thing, because like it's just incredible like how powerful like multiplayer gaming is. But when we discussed like, okay, let's turn this into some kind of like product that's like build something that you actually ship, and like, I really underestimated how difficult it is to actually ship something. You know, like I worked on tons of game things where I never shipped it. And so like one thing we cut out was like the multiplayer thing, because like you need like server infrastructure with that. You have to maintain this infrastructure. I had a quick look at the pricing of the Unity thing, which was like like if this would take off and you are successful, then you can end up with like a couple of €1,000 per month like server costs. Like, which is because you need like a super high transfer,
and for a €10 game, this is like without in-app purchases and whatnot.
And then so like you would have to set up your own like server. I mean, the server is not a problem, but you need to have some kind of like multiplayer code that runs on that server. So you back then like Unity wasn't like open sourcing their stuff, so we cut it out. But anyway, so like maybe like the game is super successful and or like finds like a passionate like people that say like, hey,
we can add multiplayer.
Yeah, and then we definitely is the first thing we should add. It's like multiplayer, and then we could have like a server, like a camouflage mode or something where like.
All the other birds are silver and you're the only pink one. You know the enemies. But it could also be if you like get this final assessment and you're whatever competitive, you get the silver bird, and like next time you have to play with that, and it's harder because like it's hiding in the sky and getting confused.
I kind of want to catch up with the chat because they're
there's
accumulated some
going
stuff. So June Azul, hi June, said I like the color. And then there was perhaps add a little gray feather ends and get sponsoring by Telecom. Great idea. Thank you, Charles. And then there was a me too. I would like a red bird with dark background, question mark.
Yeah. So like the dark clouds that we did before.
Yeah, like that. Like the bird would be more aggressive than.
Yeah. I mean, we had like a bunch of like prototyping levels where you flew around in space, around like asteroids and stuff, which was.
You also have asteroids right now, kind of.
Yeah. But this was really like space, like with a galaxy background, and you have like the Earth below you.
Yeah, but that looks impressive in Vive, I can imagine. Like those big epic backgrounds, I think in Vive, like sky spheres with one epic picture look really great in VR.
Yeah, it is something.
But it's not enough.
But well, it was one of like all like you remember like this where we had like this little you could fly into like these portals and like go into like these different worlds, and like one of these worlds was like the asteroid where you could like race through asteroids. And
a lot of different worlds.
Yeah, I mean, like it was one of these hackathons or retreats where we built like 5 worlds and they just tested what's possible and what's like why like how should it go together. And it was super interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough. But maybe eventually we add like an level editor where people like can build their own worlds or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we didn't show the level editor yet, did we?
No, we can show it.
Yeah, we can show you the level editor. Like.
And we showed Unity, but we didn't show like the VR level editors.
Our VR.
Yeah, I need that.
Because that's like something we had to do on our own. So it has like weird control schemes, which is all our fault, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know the controls of the level editor, so
nobody does, except maybe Alex, partially. I programmed them, but I forgot them. So it's like
okay, so then you're gonna build the level and Henrik has to test it?
Okay, I can fly it, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so maybe you can set it up. I will be right back.
Yes, okay.
I mean, should we start with a completely empty level, or would we just modify the existing level?
No, we just modify the existing one because let me change to show screen. Yeah, like this. Right. No, we will change to Vive demo soon. Right. Yeah.
No, we have an empty edit scene. So like the main problem is that Unity has a big differentiation between like you're playing the game versus you're editing the game, and when you're playing the game lots of things start to like behave differently, and so essentially Unreal has this built in where you have a VR editor and you can do things while the game is running. For Unity it isn't there yet, so what we had to do is essentially start moving around things in VR, so we had to do our own input, like our own tools with undo and whatnot for features, and at the end of the game it's kind of Unity loses all information, so we used like a plugin for that tries to copy all the stuff that happens during playing the game back into the editor, so that's like, it will take a moment once we're done, but I think that should be fine. We have to
Yes,
reset
here we
something.
go.
Yes, here we go.
Who is Kuma?
I have no
I
clue.
feel like we know that person.
So I discard everything that we changed in the scene so far because I have no clue what Tom experimented with.
That sometimes happens.
Yeah, so maybe let's check. Okay, so this is off. So maybe I don't like it really.
Yeah, so did you set it up?
I hope so. So there's the edit scene, so I can quickly try it out. Connect the controllers and then
Headphones.
yeah, we're done. I can go into edit mode. So this definitely works. So yes, we have like the normal levels loaded. So
So should I try that or?
Yeah, I will then
like
change
move
to
stuff
the
around.
to
So.
live demo, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, this is like really eating our own dog food. So sometimes it's weird, but yeah.
Eating our own dog food.
That's like how you test your own software.
Yeah, I mean, and
And
I
yeah, I have to test fly it. But
maybe maybe if we close like what is that?
you don't need maximize. You need
Ah, I never thought about like the maximize button.
So
Why wasn't I informed?
Nobody told you. You were frozen for 20 years.
Yeah, I mean like there's like so much stuff we learned.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess if we would start the project again.
oh,
Yeah, but still, I think all this is like valid learning experience. So.
Yeah.
right.
Chocolate.
Down.
Oh, Connie, your head is so small.
Yeah, I know. Everyone tells me that.
How can you remember all these Twitch settings with like such a small head?
That's what nobody ever said to me. But people tell me to clean because I have small hands.
What?
Yeah, you know that I am good at cleaning because I have small hands, because I get
Welcome
neatly
as
into
well.
every small space.
What? I don't know.
That's
like,
kind of sexist.
Yeah, it's like this is horrible. Like what the heck? I mean like okay. Well, don't even want to get started here. So like
Okay, can you go a little bit to the left?
to the left.
Yeah, right.
So
Perfect.
like this.
Yeah, perfect.
So like
If you
maybe
take a step back, it might be even better. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
so okay. Actually, there's a blue circle here. So, like,
And there's also the cross on the floor, like right beneath you. It's perfect.
so like this is the level editor, and I think it's like impossible to see on in 3D, but so like you can do the spider walk and like move through the slowly walks through this level here. You can rotate it and things like that. And this is like all like stuff we have been writing. So it's like we tried the actual Unity 3D editors, and I don't know, like it made me like motion sick because I think back then you had to use like the touchpad to move around, and like it wasn't really clear how you actually save stuff. And then we said like, okay, like why? Let's try to have something that we can do from scratch. And so you can actually like move through the level. You see like how like things is like popping in, so it's actually live. You can like check like how things would behave. But then you can go back into like playing. So where am I? So let's try something.
Now you have wings.
Maybe like go down and up again. I think like
Try to spread your wings.
put on this course.
It's not
Sebastian
so-
complained that they are like
Spread
too
your wings.
loud.
Yeah, that's true. It's just all these clacky sounds.
Spread your
Derp. Yeah, I think it
Shortcut.
really looks cooler in black, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it has something. I see like Connie. Oh no, this is how it is being done. So like now if we go,
I guess the main problem is that the outline of the boxes don't work in black. So
we can actually
That was
like,
a hard cut right there.
so like
That
you see
wasn't-
like this is the bird here. You know, I don't know if you see like the wings.
Oh, why were the line trails black? Were they black?
it's the lighting of the scene, I guess.
I guess it's the lighting of the scene, but it's like a teeny weeny bird here, so like
You even throw shadow on the
yeah,
bird
yeah,
as
it's
you
like
control it.
it's crazy that you I don't know like where's the shadow actually coming from?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, right.
Somewhere.
From the controller?
yeah. The
That's
controller is throwing.
I'd say the controller is also like throwing like huge shadows. here on
Yes,
this
like
island.
really huge.
But
love
it's
that
kind of
color.
cool.
Yeah, and it's like it's
can walk-
unbelievable how cool that is like to fly through your level here and like actually testing it. And then so like we have like a bunch of unreadable items here. So like it's just
Sorry,
like,
I just took the worst icons from non-projects that I could do this.
well it's dog food I would say.
Here, look, Kuma says this looks pretty slick actually.
Yeah,
And we didn't
like,
do anything so far, so
So
Yeah,
like yeah,
right.
like let's say
Pretty slick.
so like say like did the oh no this was like
oh, you deleted it.
deleted. What was like the double click to like undo or something?
I think yeah.
There, like there it is. So like
See, deletion
So-
has an undo.
so
I
like
wonder who Hobel Max is.
Oh,
But
no.
hey, Hobel Max, I'm sure I know you.
oh wait a second, this wasn't the so like actually so we want to move this here. So and then we have like a clone modus that is like the weirdest hotkey ever. So and now we can actually like place some islands there. Maybe there is this they is to try to figure out like actually like zoom this up real big.
Can you step forward a little bit? Like in the direction
So,
right.
like this?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Move this here. I know if I jump back into
Now, how did you die in that mode? I don't
Okay.
really understand.
I like
Oh no, you respawned at the top
okay.
again.
so I'm
Oh look, there's something there. The red box around this stuff.
so where am I?
Yeah, Charles wrote, imagine how awesome this looks when you actually wear the VR glasses. Really impressive.
It is awesome.
Yeah,
really,
it's like
Yeah, it really
like with
does.
the
Really is.
okay let's try this again. So
You feel like a
we
god.
have, so like this is the bird and you see like the little like going here. And so like okay, let's try this again. So we take this one here and like place this here, and then it's built like a little, like a canyon or something. So let's maybe we can actually like tilt this a little bit.
Hey, I've got to bounce a question to you. Could you make this part of the game? I think players would enjoy that, and there could be the option to upload them so that other players can try the self-made levels.
Oh yeah, actually
Oh, yeah.
I would love to have that actually. Let's place some.
But
but let's place some more here. Well, the
Initializing.
so like no, I have like so big like tilted canyon here.
focus, focus.
Yeah,
Wow, this looks nice.
the problem is that you need Unity for that because we heavily rely on like the serialization of Unity, and so we actually what we placed here was like a bunch of prefabs and prefab instances, and we only save like the transform matrices of these instances. And so now if we stop playback modus, like we have to save them back to the level and so on.
I mean,
I-
could
now-
probably do some different serialization there, so that
Actually,
for
yeah.
instance,
Now
part of the
that
game.
now that we don't let's say now that we move a little bit away from the save edit mode changes, we could actually think about like doing our own serialization because we now only have like a bunch of like these.
Yeah.
Actually, this is actually
true.
So you don't know yet. Maybe sometime.
Maybe.
You can paint, but it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that interesting.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you can actually. Yeah, you can. Let's say you can. Like the idea is that you can also like stop like a level. Let's say you want to have like say, or maybe I have something here, and then I fly through like this thing here, and then
That's
here
actually
somewhere,
amazing.
and then here, and then you can go back into like the. Where am I? There. You can actually like it says like it's like smaller than I thought it is. This is also like always like the problem that you design something on the screen and you have no clue how big it is actually. You know,
Can you put a spiral or something with the drawing tool so Henrik has to fly through that upward? Like make something really horrible for Henrik.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Like really, don't just do stuff to something to challenge it.
It's a tiny spiral. You can do it, Henrik.
Maybe.
Initializing.
maybe that, I don't know like wait,
Now.
I mean it's kind of doable. So
Yeah, make it tinier. Make another one
Thank you.
that's more terrible.
it's like
I mean, at some point, if you place enough stuff, the frame rate will drop, so that will make it more terrible.
no,
Yeah, right.
the frame rate is always like it's always perfect.
Oh yeah, right.
So maybe one thing like we had like this little let's take like these guys over here to make it like huge. I have to like get used to like this feature of like grabbing these to get them closer. So and then let's build like a really small canyon for him. Here, let's take these. Maybe like a small canyon. Is it a step mode? Yeah.
I think that's enough.
Initializing iteration.
It's definitely dark. So.
Yeah, it's a dark theme somehow. I don't know what happened here.
Try to spread your wings.
Actually, the frame rate is still okay.
Yeah, looks nice.
I think I should switch from my notebook to this machine.
It's always under Perks' desk. So.
I think like with the 1080. So normally we develop with like a 970 and a 1060 graphics card on a notebook.
Okay, so let me try what you built.
Yeah.
Can you group the rocks and then move the bunch of rocks at once?
Yeah, I think the dog food implementation contains but there are no more buttons on the controller to actually like.
Yeah, right. That's a big problem I think with the Vive or general VR controllers that they don't have enough buttons. Like that's a problem I often run into.
So should I just die?
Whoa!
Let's see where I respawn.
Yeah, we didn't test that, so it would have been funny if you actually respawned like within like a bunch, like within a box.
Oh, why was that rock pink? There was a
I
pink
think
rock.
might be still selected from editing.
Oh.
It's up there.
I see.
Whoa! See, I'm already dying.
It's
Quickly grab the strips. Okay.
Go to the pink rock.
Yeah, so let's take a look
yeah, voice.
at the pink rock. I think that's a bug in the editor that I didn't remove the highlight. That's all
Yeah, well,
my
there
fault.
could be worse bugs from the editor.
I think you fly a little bit like Dominic. I don't care if stuff is popping up in my face. I just fly as fast as I can.
Yeah, of course. I mean, whoa. So yes.
Can you step a little bit to the left?
To my or your left?
To your left. Yeah.
Oh,
It's great. You're doing great.
Whoa. Oh, there's the wall. No, I messed up. I left the like. Oh, this is also cool. So
yeah,
it
Phil says,
kind of,
yeah, with little physical workout.
kind of works. So you can see where it came from. Oh, like, well, yeah.
It's do you have vertigo with like the tilted geometries?
It's fine.
I mean, we have like you know, like with the sci-fi scene we have.
Slowly move your wings.
Maybe you can enable this later. So we had like this super huge like Blade Runner geometries that they built,
Yeah, right.
and so you had vertigo with that.
I had problems with that, yeah.
I mean, if you
They were awesome, but they were all tilted, and I felt really woozy after a while.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
which ones were tilted? Like, did I see them?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, huge concrete buildings, huge world, and they were all kind of slanted, like 45 degrees or something. I don't.
Easily, it's like the upcoming sci-fi level. I mean, we can enable it later.
Yeah, and we could also play like one of the like the cave level or whatever if there's anything left of the
Yeah.
old stuff.
I mean, it's really cool.
Just to show like how
Looked
different
amazing.
things look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest,
this is
I removed the cave level.
Oh no!
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Yeah, like you know, like
It didn't
it felt so great to remove old legacy code that I was like went into like oh, let's clean this up too, and then deleted I think also like a bunch of your files. But
This is why I save all of my. Never mind. So
well, we have
you'll
Git.
delete all my files too.
We have Git for that. Just go back like a bunch of 1,000.
Many years.
Commits and
Yeah.
then I mean we might even have the build still lying around somewhere. Oh, this is so far away.
I think there's still this bug that if you fly with your controllers very close together, you fly faster. And now if you flap your wings, it looks like awkward, but you fly very
Yes,
fast.
you look like
Oh, let me try that
what's,
again.
what's motto in English?
Moth.
Yeah.
Like a moth, yeah,
Oh, no,
right. That's how
like
I
the
feel
bug.
when I do that. Yeah, also I
Oh.
see like,
It's kind of hard to control. But it's super fast, so let's try that, like not through the trees. So let's go.
Like a moth from the light.
It is actually very fast. Maybe it's so fast that like the
I can tunnel through these things before they pop up.
yeah.
yeah, really? Can you?
And now I'm like super low, so I have to get up. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. So.
Yeah, I think like the
Oh yeah, I like reached the sides
end.
of the level. No, like the.
You can
like-
actually crash into the invisible sides of the level.
I think they make noises when you do that, which I can't hear because I'm not wearing headphones at the moment.
Yeah, you didn't plug them in, that's your fault.
Yeah, that's all my fault. And I think there's still a task in Trello of adding effects to it.
I think if you go a little bit to the right, like there should be
A little bit to the right.
I
I have no clue where I'm going, so this is like maybe I'm
Are you going up or down? You don't know.
like no, I don't know.
Did you-
This is already the side of the tunnel, so I have no clue where I am anymore.
Ah, if you go up, go up.
Ah, there. I see.
Go towards the light.
Yes.
Like a moth to a flame.
So now, yeah, this is. I don't know. It looks weird, but it feels faster.
But it's a bug that will be fixed. It's somewhere in my Trello list. Actually, it's quite high up there in my Trello list, but then again,
So, but there's nothing more to see here. So. Oh, there's the white line. So I'm back.
Yeah, do we want to show the
yeah,
industrial level?
maybe you can
You can leave it on, I think.
or like
Okay.
yeah, well,
Or
maybe
if
just
you
wait.
want-
I mean, you haven't played so far, so.
That's
Yeah,
true. I
do you
haven't.
want to play?
You can play the
And
industrial.
you should-
I'll do the one that makes me sick. You guys can be on
I'll
camera.
adjust the
please.
cam for you because you're not as tall as
Yeah, so
Henrik.
now if we
Alright.
stop the play mode, like all the changes that we will did will be applied. So there's like gonna be some progress bar going on. But
Oh yeah, and just for feedback, like the Hilo Kid said, the chill ambient music gives this game a real peaceful vibe. Seems like it would be quite a different experience. Could imagine it being a good de-stressing type of game.
Yeah. So,
okay.
is this a good thing? Or
It's a good thing.
What-
Like
it's definitely a good thing.
it's definitely a good thing. And hi there, Hilo.
That is a
Thank you
good
for
thing.
being
But
there.
there will also be multiple worlds with multiple atmospheres and
Yeah.
ambience.
So I mean, if it's really dark and industrial, the
It's-
music
the
should
music
fit
will-
that
will
vibe
also-
as
will
well.
also-
Yeah,
be
like it
dark
should
and
have a
industrial.
proper pacing,
Yes.
like fast and like cool parts
Yes.
and
so
There-
Lena,
there-
is there any place we can find the Welcome Above music already? Is it on
can we
Bandcamp or
check
something?
No,
Is that
no,
everything?
nothing's
Do
been
you
released.
plan
Or do
to?
we need
Do you
like
put it
more
there?
or something?
Will when it's been released.
Oh,
When it's
shit.
been finished.
So there and
Yeah, at least the soundtrack pack for this might be really nice.
Yeah, exactly. But there's probably
Okay.
20 different
you can
tracks.
go. I'm just
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as the levels evolved. Your music
Yeah.
also had to change.
Multiple tracks.
I
But this is
remember
kind
that.
of the default ambient
I
background
mean,
that we have. right
since we already finished the next level, I think we are done there.
now.
Like,
Isn't it beautiful?
awesome, awesome, awesome,
Oh, no.
awesome. Sorry to discuss it. So,
So
it's coming up.
it's coming
It's
up.
coming up.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I'll adjust the camera when he's ready. And hold on to this for you.
Game scenes, and there should be, or maybe it's already. Let me check if it's in here. It's actually a shame that Alex couldn't make it because
Yeah, it's
like,
really a shame.
it's he's like the master of like this part. Yeah.
Like maybe next time, if there's next time. Like Charles said, add a fan in front of you to stimulate even more senses. Then you can sell it as 4D game.
Yeah, we tried that actually with a friend.
You tried it with a fan?
Yeah.
You actually placed a fan in front of you.
Yeah, and it's like if you have like levels like we have now where you actually fly forward most of the time, it's crazy how much of an impact it makes. I mean, there's this so like there's an installation called Birdly where you actually put yourself, you fly on your stomach, and on a like little, I don't know, like construction.
Contraption, you just kind of lay
Yeah, and they have like a really like a fan actually mounted in front of your head.
That's actually like reacting to how fast you fly, or because that I imagine would be cool. Like if the wind gets stronger, if you fly faster and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's I mean like the Birdly stuff, it was like it blew me away because we tried that and it was like, and this is so imprecise, like you know, like it's like the fan is like has like so much like of a bunch of seconds, and so like it was like really rough, but like the if you have the headset on, like your visual perception overrides everything because this is like 80%, and if like the whatever, like the rest 20% are like completely messed up, like your head will like wrap it together. It's like, okay, there's some wind, and flying that direction, it must be coming from the front, and
then it
your
kind
head
of feels
merge-
correct, even though
Yeah.
if it's not actually
because
correct.
your head merges that.
Such a giant fan would be nice. Those
Right.
turbines.
Yeah, turbines. Like
Turbines,
wood,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like those that they use for photo shoots and stuff.
Oh yes!
I mean,
My feathers are flying.
You could actually also just take a hairdryer and like it would be real
Couple
loud.
hair dryers. Which side?
Yeah.
Like if you have like a wind
Can
blow.
bring in our fan, but it would be so annoyingly loud. So.
Like I think if HTC actually, like HTC I think it would be, would actually like have controllers that should feel like guns or something, they would probably look like air dryers. That's what I imagine, because their whole design is like this black, brown stuff.
Makes it extra dangerous.
Like, have you ever in a game modified the controller skin?
Yeah, actually we did that. I mean, it wasn't really a game, it was more like an experience where you could actually like paint stuff. But we had like a little spray can, and in this like part of the controller was like we had like a particle system like floating on top of the controller, and then you actually
Like on the round part? Or-
yeah, and then you were sucking in the particles and then spraying them on the canvas.
Oh, I think I saw a video of that.
And like the whole thing of like having like a real particle system in front of you, it was really like
No one sees you actually.
Yeah.
You should also turn towards the camera if you're explaining that kind of stuff.
It's
not me.
he can't look at Unity while doing that.
yeah. and
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do both.
So I still don't know like really how things are set up here. So I just kept.
That this thing right there, that's the camera.
No, I guess that he's talking about the like
Oh.
level tunnel and
So like yeah, like maybe to explain that like what we are doing here. So like so we actually we spent some time like figuring out like how do we do like the respawning stuff, and where you like if you die like where are you reborn, and we were surprised like how little stuff comes with Unity for that, I have to say. So and so like this blue thing here, like this is our respawn tunnel, or like now our game segment tunnel. And if you go, like we wrote like this little script where you can actually go through the levels and step through them. Maybe I shouldn't have pressed that. So these are like all the spawn points that are like now completely messed up, of course, because it's a different level. But for each of these spawn points, you can actually say like, okay, I want to like respawn there if I'm dying, or like in this segment there should be like this kind of environment, or this kind of color correction, or this kind of soundtrack. And then through that you can actually like craft like how your level is being laid out. So anyways, so if we start this, I have no clue what's going to happen now.
Oh my god.
So I will be the guinea pig.
It's a
Fantastic.
surprise.
did you make the model static or
I don't know.
okay?
Is there soundtrack
important?
or no?
There's soundtrack, but the soundtrack from before. So.
Before. Oh, okay.
That's sad.
The static part might be neat for
Because
making
it
it
will
faster.
be too slow, you think?
At least it was already not so fast in the editor for you. So
Which is a valid point. So right now, is it? It's thinking. Why is it thinking?
I guess it's loading the other levels.
Oh yeah.
Or
Okay.
did you
so
clean
I'll
them
help
up?
you.
Alright, I'm gonna start
Alright.
sneezing during this.
Yeah.
Wash my tooth.
It's all in VR.
And then also you can.
Probably want to
We can do what?
do the magic camera thing again. We should also have an X on the floor for the camera.
Yeah, right. That would be smart, actually.
Next.
I just thought we would
My
do
head
it
is
like.
gone.
And nobody sees you sneezing.
This is true. They don't see my snot flying out of my nose.
In 3D.
And stand straight and like this. Okay,
Perfect.
This is
Alright.
good. I think I'm gonna move this.
Also, you have this wingsuit on already. So.
I know. This is the closest thing to feathers I have right now.
But actually,
That's
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So
Make sure you take
Serious? Like a bird?
the whatever the things that are at the bottom of the controller, so that they don't clack when you like flap your wings.
So Lina, if it's slow, then it's me, because I will quickly try to set up the cloud back to can I
Not
actually
play?
do this?
I think you have to stop for this.
Can I go ahead and start?
Yes.
I don't think it
Did you?
worked. At least last time we failed, so.
Try to spread your wings.
Are you changing it back to normal?
Obviously not.
If you do right.
So I'm doing the tutorial as well. Oh.
Should you? I'm sorry, it was me.
Quick tutorial.
Oh, turn right.
Quick tutorial.
Towards the
think it's just not gonna do this.
It's
If the developer says it's not going to fly, then I guess it's not going to fly.
I mean, you can stop and change the clouds, so that should be fine.
Oh.
So
Yeah, this works. So like everything but the texture, I think, is live tweakable.
everything but the texture. But I mean, because the texture is being like.
It's
How
in
far do I have
that
to fly to get
magic
these
shader that is like
Well, I can also
fading.
push them towards you.
Oh, this is gonna make me feel really good.
Well, you can close your eyes.
No, wait, it's all good.
We also, I wonder, like, can I load like levels on the fly,
Yeah.
like in game mode?
Yeah,
Alright.
it's like super crazy.
That's kind of interesting.
Okay, we have the
Interesting.
original holograms still.
Yeah, the holograms are still here. Look at that. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like with the dark clouds, like this sci-fi stuff, like looks really intimidating.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's
look at
also really
this.
big. Like I don't remember that it
Wow.
was this.
Here we
That it
are.
was really huge, right?
Yeah, it
It was incredibly huge.
Yeah, it was.
It's like it's like it's impossible to get like a
Ooh.
sense of like scale.
It's making
for,
me
like,
dizzy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Like
Woo!
It's like really like Blade Runner, Skywise building, and we already figured out that. So, like since you don't have a reference to the horizon anymore, it's really like some
Something weird's
players
going
get
on.
really nauseous.
Oh, Lena, you should
Oh,
try
actually-
to find some niche where you can get into and try to go as far as you can through the building. Because that's so funny. Like at some point you're always dying because these buildings these ways aren't intended.
No, actually, I think there is actually an entrance for that. You can actually fly inside, but then again,
There's a dead end, I think. Like it feels like a chimney of
Oh
some
my God,
kind, and it's really tight.
Yeah, like now it's super like with everything. Kind of crazy.
Oh my god, I'm flying straight up. Alright, here we go. Here, I can come out here.
Oh yeah, actually.
yeah, I think like to the right, you can fly in there. I think.
Where?
Yeah.
I don't
right,
see
to the right. A little bit
Where, to the
towards the
right?
right. There, where the antennas
Oh,
are
up
coming
here.
out. There's
Oh,
there's an entrance there.
So
Oh,
Charles is
yes.
asking, is it hard to keep your arms up like that for longer periods of time?
Yes.
I would say
No,
no.
no.
No, it's not. Like if I can do it, I'm the most unsporty person you could imagine. Like I think it's not
But
that
your
hard.
arms are so much lighter. No, but actually, I think like when I tried the editor for like the first 2 days, that worked really nice because there was some kind of light in there.
Yeah. I
There's some
placed a
ambient
bunch of
light on
points
there,
right there to test out.
Did you have muscle aches after
Yeah,
the
like
first
in my
2 days?
shoulders, and also because I'm
Okay.
tall, I usually don't have to reach stuff above my head. So this was probably
Is that
Exactly.
really a point?
this is really a point.
It can, like
I don't know. I'm
yeah,
not tall.
you know.
I
always-
enjoy spreading my wings because it's a good workout for your shoulders.
You also do
It really
yoga.
is.
Like, is it possible to play for an hour or so? Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. And eventually, like I think it's like it is kind of a workout.
It is.
Yeah.
And
We should probably
I mean,
Promote it as such.
and like I'm always trying to
Woo!
tell people,
Hello.
well, you know, like it's kind of so. Yes, it is like awkward as you like. Oh no, I have to fly up there. But then again, if you actually flew up there and you invested like a lot of energy of like gaining height, then it feels like you actually are high above.
Yeah,
you
that's
did
true.
You know,
something.
you achieve something, and then you have like, and then you think about like how like should I invest like my height into speed or not, and then you can actually
Yeah,
like do
always
this like
do
a
that.
roller coaster thing. So I personally I think it's like yes, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I like this like the thing, and then again I think maybe games where people actually like move a little bit are not a bad thing.
No, definitely not.
No, and like people actually like it. Like, I don't know, there are so many consoles and concepts nowadays for moving while playing games.
Yeah.
Like I think there are even.
Oh yeah, come closer to
There's
the
a
like.
wall, you guys.
Yeah, come closer to us. Come closer.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Better?
No,
Yeah, no, like
now
move a
little
bit to these, like back again, because
Back
otherwise you're gonna hit the mic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
perfect.
No microphone hits. Oh.
Yeah, I remember like Wayfinder, one of our friends, like he was also like with us at this one of these retreats, and he was like, hey, we have like this, we are fighting on this thing, and do you want to test it? We need feedback, and he was. I'm always getting motion sick. I don't know if I want to try that. And he was like,
I'm always getting motion.
Okay. And he tried it, and he kept trying it, and I really like. Maybe like 30 or 40 minutes later, he started to complaining. This is really hard. He was like sweating over, like
But he
actually
played
we
it
want to
from,
like
like-
start writing code again. He was like still like flying. This is so hard, and this is so hard.
He kept going,
But that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
Like
is
if
it-
people stick for it for half an hour after testing it, that's great.
Oh, it happened a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. And a lot of people who usually get motion sick did not. In fact, nobody did. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should remove the sphere, the focus sphere, and then change that back again.
Except for these buildings make me a little queasy, I have to admit.
Yeah, but now you're also like having lots of frame drops, I feel.
Yeah, I mean like one thing we should
I noticed it.
we could do is like it will.
It's getting real jittery, so.
And now Tom is clicking around.
Yeah, so like
thanks.
this, like this is me a little bit, but one
Turn
thing
off the
that is
clouds.
interesting is like we can move play with these cloud settings here, and so if you fly a little bit closer towards like a building,
To the building?
like maybe like somewhere where like there's a little more structure,
Okay.
then we can tweak basically how how opaque like these clouds are.
Ah.
So like a little bit like a super intense fog or something, and
I can hit the structure, I can't see anything.
yeah, like this is we increase this a little bit, so and
Move it up maybe,
yeah,
that we have the whole.
if you move it up, then it will be almost
Oh yeah,
like
then
impossible-
everything is dark, so.
impossible. Yeah, and like LJ like so many fun parameters, like so like we can actually like this is actually like something like a fractal, I would say.
This? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like a ray marching formula. So you are ray marching through like a 3D texture, and then basically like these three parameters, they control like how much like the intensity of 3D texture is like reducing from like the volume opacity. So you could say so these and basically this basically means like if we turn this up completely, like so, then it basically means like the largest volume is like every time we trace through this volume, like it's reduces 8 times like the thickness of the 3D texture.
I totally like that these parameters are called cloud magic, because
Yeah.
that's what they are to me.
Smog
Yeah.
magic, it's like
Yeah.
smog up in
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
for
very
it's
professional
now really
names.
smog, that's true. But that fits the industrial.
It
Oh,
does.
this is like.
you can do really awkward stuff with that. So like
Yeah, we also go like really well with bumpy music, like with a huge bass underneath.
We are
And
gonna
then
have
it will come in like boom.
Yeah,
I can
if
imagine
the
that.
clouds would be synced to the bass, that
Yeah, that
could
would be
also be
great, that
something
would
really
be awesome.
interesting.
Oh, this is so psychedelic, y'all! That's so freaking trippy.
But it's not colorful.
Yeah, I mean, you could have rainbow colors on this, but sadly not like tweaking it in live. For some reason,
like
that's
this.
broken.
Sad.
Yeah, very sad.
It's like oil in water, that's what it looks like.
yeah, you can actually
Oh,
do
okay.
some really weird things with that kind of parameter.
Oh!
So it's like
But yeah, there's definitely gonna be some different cloud configurations throughout the game, so it's
Yeah.
not just gonna be the one that we saw so far.
and lots of tweaking. So like one thing, yeah, sadly since we do ray matching and we have to do ray matching in VR, so we right now I think LJ is doing like 25 steps of ray matching for the near field and 25 in the far field.
Careful, Lena.
My left wing.
Yeah.
From this way?
Yeah, this is perfect.
Better?
This is a perfect position.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
And So like, yeah, you have like a very high resolution, you have 90 frames per second, and you have stereoscopic image, and so it's you have to reduce the quality quite a bit. So like he was super sad about like the quality is not good enough.
Yeah, it's kind of all these things where you realize that if you do too much, it hurts. I really like when Alex was placing all of these fade-in elements and he just placed 500s. I never thought of that there might be 500s of something in a scene, and then suddenly things got super slow and we had to do tweaking rounds.
Yeah.
But this was also really fun, like this low-level optimizing.
It's actually, yeah, I think like this is like I always thought I know like a little bit of Unity, but I never learned like so much about it like as in this project.
Yep.
Especially with all this editor coding and.
Yeah, I think like the next thing that we set up from scratch is going to be so much better than anything we ever did before.
Oh, definitely. Like before the state machine stuff and like the VR editor, maybe we should turn this into a package. Actually,
yeah.
I think that it's really it like even now I think it works almost better than like the stuff that ships with Unity.
Okay.
So like if we would turn this into like only prefabs and maybe like have something that is
like
worked with
remove the save in whatever in play mode and actually make it a bit more stable and faster, like the saving time.
It could actually, maybe it could even like we could find something that works without Unity, like the editor.
Yeah.
Because then we could actually serialize the
Series in
prefabs.
JSON, and then like you can load that into Unity again, or just load these JSON things or whatever you want.
Yeah, there's like like a bunch of questions here. So imagine how awesome this looks when you're actually in VR Plus.
That we had?
The editor is included in the game or planned to be. We talked about this quite a bit. Yes, it made a sound when you crashed. Yes. And the last question is like Chaos Druid like asked like whether or not the clouds are real 3D volumetric way marched. And yes, there are. And so like with more time, I guess we could have made much more with that. And definitely, so we are not even started to actually tweak the parameters and the gradients and so on. But it's it's so hard, and you have like so many like strange things. So like one of like the biggest performance impacts we noticed was actually like the size of like the noise texture depending on how small the clouds are, and like it's not like how far your ray trace, but more like how since you don't have mip mapping, how large the step size is through the 3D texture, and if this gets too large, it gets like super slow, like 3 frames per second slow, where you basically like you see like instant motion sickness, and then like since it only depends on like how small the clouds are, so which means like if you fly high and look down, and the clouds are small, so it gets like very slow, and it's like
Yeah, should we switch back to couch mode and release
Yes.
Lena from
Thank you.
But at least you're still looking super happy.
fun. No, it's totally
Exactly.
fine.
So you look
Easy.
relaxed and happy.
Okay, I'll switch.
Easy peasy.
Whip. And
Couch again.
Although I think my face is completely sweaty now. It's like
no, you look.
Yes,
Your face
look
always
normal.
looks perfect.
glowing. It always looks sweaty. Thank you.
No, perfect.
going back here.
And
Down a bit. Really going wild with the camera setups today. I'm surprised this worked so well.
So far.
So far, like there are still things that could happen.
It's a workout.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like I'm surprised how well like the green screening stuff worked with like. OBS.
Yeah, it's just
Little
like
bit
setting the
too
scroll
much.
parameter and nothing else.
Go there. So nobody is.
That's okay. I'll sit on the couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, actually, is there anything
Sorry.
you still want to do today in the stream?
well, no, we have to pack up and like do some more coding.
I mean, and we'll do another stream at some point.
Yeah, right, and
So
we
like
have to
3
save
a.m.
some stuff for that. But that's actually great.
Yeah, I mean like one thing I really have to push forward a little bit further is like the 3D editors. We here to basically we stopped developing that a little bit because there was just like too many other tasks on the table, and like for like the levels we built, we actually didn't really need that.
Yeah.
But now like we need that to actually tweak the level and that Nina like plays like the 3 audio elements.
Yeah, it's great to put the collectibles there in that 3D editor. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really great.
So like we with like I think like just a little bit more work we could actually use that to actually build like stuff on the fly and like basically have like a session where we actually like just like Twitch how we build like a level for
Yeah, and whatever a level is, then it might
Still
also
in
be
there?
just a section
Yeah.
of the whole game.
yeah precisely. And
Yeah,
So-
should I just do a short recapturing of the facts that are important?
you are the
Okay.
trained professional. Twitch.
Very professional. Yeah, our game is coming out in the mid of December.
Yeah, December 14th. It's a
December
Friday.
14th.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Okay, it's a Friday the 14th in December. And yeah, if you want to see more streams from us, we will stream every 2 weeks, or at least we will try to. Like, we don't know how hard development is going to get if we're getting to the later stages, but we will announce like when we stream again in our Twitch description and on Facebook. So you can see all the social media links in our Twitch description, or just follow us on Twitch to stay updated. And
I guess that's
yeah.
also Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, that's all in the description. Like anything, we have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. That's basically it. And I will add the Steam link as soon as the Steam page is on, which I hope will happen in 1 or 2 days. Then you can actually, like, I don't know, save the Steam page. I don't know what to do with Steam.
You
Can
put it on your wish list, so that's
Put it on
definitely
your wish list,
also
right?
gonna
that's what
put
you
the
do.
game up higher in the search results. And I guess if you're really interested, send us a message somewhere, and we'll think about beta access, I guess.
Yeah, also if you're like, if anything comes to your mind regarding feedback about our game, what you just saw about the visuals, or I don't know, about the stream itself, you can also just hit us up on email or Facebook or Twitter or whatever.
And maybe we can also say like if you are in Berlin.
Yeah,
then
we're in
you-
Berlin, by the way. Did we
Yeah.
mention that?
We're
We're in our
Nope, we
office, in the Framefield office in Berlin.
Berlin wedding close to Humboldt. And so like if you are based in Berlin, or like if you're visiting Berlin like within like the next bunch of weeks, then drop us a message and do some maybe playtesting here.
Yeah, that would be great. Someone would come over to playtest. Because like I said, there weren't a lot of people who tested it yet, so you would be one of the first.
And also in VR, it's way, way more impressive than it's
That's
already
true.
here.
Yeah. The Twitch needs some VR
Like
streaming.
Yeah,
360
Twitch needs a
streaming.
VR feature where you can watch the Twitch stream in VR. So I'd also like to say thank you to everyone who watched today and joined us and wrote in the chat, because I really didn't think that so many people would join us for our first stream, and it's great that we have that kind of support. And I want to say thank you for joining us today, and I hope you will tune in for the next stream. And yeah, that's about it. Do we have anything else we want to say?
Good job with the Twitch setup.
Yes, thank you, Connie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you. And
Always good to have a professional on the team.
Yeah, thank you to sit down with me and do that. That was really great. Okay, then bye and have a nice
Bye.
evening.